So feet in our parallel position. We're just going to start as usual. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, just bring the arms gently down, push them behind. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, push behind. So just really trying to get that nice range of movement. Now for me, hypermobile, I can push my arms quite far back, but don't worry how far back you go. Hold at the top, go over to a 45 diagonal angle, drop that arm down and circle. I was going to say 45 degrees, but diagonal is a little bit easier, isn't it? Circle the other way. And then up and over to the other side, get that nice reach, drop the arm and circle. And circle the other way. Coming back to the middle. So I have done this one before for some people, but what I'd like you to do is bend the knees slightly and then reach up. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down, but bend the knees and fold forward. Now this is up to your hips, how low you go. Maybe you want just a teeny bend. Maybe you're just here. It's totally up to you. But notice as I get to the bottom, I do this little pulse. So if you watch me as I come down, I go down, up, down to lift. And it's that little pulse that's really just getting into the knees, the hips, the ankles. Heart rate will increase just slightly as we do this. On this next one, hold at the bottom, let the head dangle, arms dangle. We've still got that bent knee. Slowly roll up on your next exhale, straighten those legs slightly and come to the top. Okay, we're going to inhale, exhale, tuck pelvis, tuck the chin, but only come a quarter of the way down. Inhale, exhale, restack back up. Exhale, chin tucks, pelvis under, go a little bit further. I'd like you to have a bit of a bend in your knees. Inhale, exhale, restack. You can see where this is going, can't you? Go a bit lower each time.
We're not going to get to the floor each time now.
No. Well, you can have a bend. Here's the thing. I actually want a bend in the knees this time. This isn't about the back of the legs. This is about your back. This is about getting that nice stretch from tailbone up to the base of the skull. On this next one, we're going to go down as low as we can, but with a bent knee. And if you can, you're going to hug behind your thighs with both of your arms. And I want you to think a little bit of angry cat. So I'd like you just to round your spine away, kind of pull on your legs a little bit, open those shoulder blades. And then release the hands back down. And then we're going to walk the hands out to come onto hands and knees. Well done, we've made it down. Whew, first bit out of the way. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to do our cat and cow. So rounding the spine. And then inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. And again, round that spine. Inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift. And remember, I want you to feel your lats, these muscles down here. Okay? I want you to feel like your shoulders pulling into the socket. And that just helps not have the shoulders around the ears. Elbow creases are facing inwards. Slight bend in that elbow just so that we're not locking out. Then come into your neutral spine for me and then just push into whatever rest position you can manage. Now, I have done this one before, so even if you're here, that's fine. But what we're going to do is this. We're going to round into angry cat as we come back onto all fours. We're then going to inhale, belly down, head and bottom lift as we push into a bit of a rest position. And then we round again. It's kind of like a Mexican wave. So you're coming down slightly, and rounding back through. But if you don't like that for any reason, it may make you feel a bit iffy, you know, feel free just to do normal cat and cow. And this is that dynamic movement I'm on about. We're moving while we're stretching. We're not just staying still today. It takes a little bit of time to get used to going back down in the cow position. That's the thing. And then just hold on all fours again. What we're going to do here is make sure elbow creases are facing inwards. Put your left hand on your forehead, back of the hand. We're going to inhale, twist up to the left, extend the left arm up to the ceiling. And then from here, round it through to the right. Now, I'm not going to put my shoulder down, I'm just rounding it through. I'm then going to bring the hand back, hand on forehead, up to the ceiling. Inhale, extend, exhale, round, thread that needle through. And again, we come up, we rotate, we extend, round it through, and then just replace that hand onto the mat. I'm going to have to turn my back on you to do my other side, so for that I apologize. Right hand on the back of the head, elbow crease facing in. We're going to inhale to the right, extend the arm, exhale, round it through to the left. And again, inhale, we extend, exhale, we round. Give me two more in your own time. Inhale through, up, inhale through, inhale up, exhale through. You can tell it's near the start of the week. Last one. And then just put the hands back, push into your rest position. If you're not keen on a rest position, you could just come onto your forearms just to give the wrists a break. I don't mind whichever one you want to do. Okay, from here, hands and knees again. Now, it's kind of like a bird dog exercise, this one, but my main thing here is working on the legs. So what I want you to do, elbow creases facing in, slight bend in the elbow, take your left leg back and your right hand forward. Now the hand's going to stay down. This is just to make it a bit more challenging, but if you wanted, both hands could be underneath the shoulders if that's preferable to you. What I want you to do, just to begin with, is lift and lower that back leg. Notice how I'm only lifting it in line with my bottom. Okay, so I've got a slight pelvic tuck. I haven't got my bum lifted up. I've got it tucked under slightly. And I'm using my bottom muscles to lift that leg. I'm not going too high so that my back engages. I just want my bottom. When you're ready, if you want to, you're going to lift, flex the foot, heel to bum, out, back down, up, in, out, down. Now, I like to point and flex my foot. For you, you might be like, I'm just going to keep a flexed foot. I'm going to make my life easy. You make it easy. Hold the foot in towards the bottom. We're going to bring the knee in towards the chest and take it back out. Now, if you want to, here is your time to bring that right hand back underneath if you want. Maybe you want to keep it out, or maybe you want to lift it up. Remember, this is a multi-level class, so you only take the option that you feel comfortable with. And release, come off those hands. Hello, arms, okay? So remember, take the option that you want to take. You don't have to do everything. I am, however, going to shift you around so that we can kind of see what I'm doing on my leg. Are we all ready for the next heat wave that's going to supposedly come our way?
No, I'm absolutely sweating buckets. But I walked for half an hour before I came.
You're nice and warm at least. But to be fair,
I was loosened up.
oh my goodness, it's going to be warm again. It's still quite humid, isn't it? It's not exactly got to a nice temperature. Okay, we're back. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We are going to take our right leg back left arm forward. We're going to take a little bit of a body check. So our bum's not lifted up. We've got a little posterior tilt. We're just going to start with that lift and lower of the leg. So again, I'm only bringing the leg as high as my bottom. So I like to visualize about 2 foot off the ground. And then you don't take it too high. If and when you want to, we lift, foot in, oh, hello thigh, out and down. So this is that nice way of lengthening through the quad, the front of the thigh, getting a little bit of work, as well as saying hello to your arm muscles and your tummy and your bum. Keep the foot to the ceiling. We're going to start to bring the knee into the center, push it straight up. That left hand could be back underneath the shoulders for extra support. It could stay touched out to the front of the mat, or maybe you want to lift it to challenge the balance in the tummy. But remember, you do not have to. Give me 2 more. And then last one. And release. Bring it down. Big breaths in and out. Perfect. And then we're going to come and lie down on our mat if we can. I'm just going to bring the camera down ever so slightly, just so that we can see the mat just that little bit clearer. Okie dokie. So we're on our mat, on our back, feet on the floor, knees bent. As usual, let's start with that pelvic tilt. 6 o'clock belly button, 12 o'clock groin. So we exhale, push the back to 6. Inhale, tilt up to 12. That's just waking up that pelvis a little bit. If, like me, you've maybe been sat down this morning or stood up for quite a while, that pelvis can lock. And then we're going to come into our neutral position. So that is where our tailbone is firmly on the floor. We've got that slight gap under the lumbar arch of that spine. We're going to do our bridges. So exhale, push the back down, lift the bottom, the middle back, coming to the upper back. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll down. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, push down to lift. And then roll it down. We'll all start with this. And then as we add on, you can choose where you want to stay. The next time you're at the top, just hold it there. Have that little bit of a body scan. Have we got that posterior tilt? So I haven't relaxed my tummy so there's an arch. I've actually just tucked my pelvis under slightly. Hips are higher than the rib cage. From here, lower all the way down. Just rock the knees once you're in neutral, and then we're going to add on a little bit. Okay, so option 1, you just carry on with your bridges, rolling up and down. You can ignore the rest of the variations that we're going to do. But if you'd like to, exhale, push your back onto the mat, lift your bottom, your middle back, your upper back. As you inhale, you're going to float one leg off the floor into tabletop. And then exhale, roll down just using that one leg. Inhale to neutral, drop that leg onto the floor. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, the other leg lifts. Exhale, we roll down. So it's a lot harder. We're stabilizing on one leg. If this is too advanced, but you'd like to give a variation a try, when you get to the top, you could just lift the heel of one foot. So the ball of the foot's still down, and then you could try to roll down. So you still have that sensation of more weight in one leg. Loads of ways of doing this. And then on your next one, just hold at the bottom, rock those knees side to side. Okie dokie. Now, we're going to do a little bit of kind of pelvic stability exercise and nice stretch. So what we're going to do for most people, the first option is where you're going to want to be, which is right leg to the ceiling, point down, flex, lift. Point down, flex, lift. Now, if you're happy there, stay there. If you have never done this next exercise before, this is where I want you to stay. However, if you'd like to roll into a bridge and then lengthen the right leg up and point down and flex up, feel free. This would be more intermediate to advanced, but it's totally up to you if you want to give it a go. But the main aim here is that pelvic tuck stays there, rib cage down, pelvis is level. So this is more advanced. And then we're going to switch sides. So if you're in a bridge, you can roll down and just have a little bit of a rock side to the side. Maybe you're just pointing down and flexing up with the left leg. Okay, so we can start on the opposite side. Or if you want to, bridge and then do the same thing. Perfect. Just take your time. And last one, hold it at the bottom, rock the knees. Just take a few moments, some nice big deep breaths. Okie dokie. We're going to lengthen the left leg down the mat, and we're going to bring the right leg into our tabletop position. From here, we're going to grab behind the right thigh. I want you to try and keep neutral spine, neutral pelvis. The back will go down ever so slightly. That's fine. What I don't want to see is people forcing it down. What I'd like you to do is exhale, hook that right leg in. Give it a good pull. And then inhale, just let it go back to where it wants to go. Exhale, we're going to pull it in. Inhale out. So the breath work here is what's going to help engage our tummy muscles. As we breathe out, our pelvic floor lifts, our diaphragm lifts, our lungs get smaller, but also our tummy muscles are really starting to contract to help force the air out of the lungs. As we inhale, diaphragm and pelvic floor release down slightly. To add on to this small little stretch that we're doing, if you want to, you can exhale, pull the knee in, flex the foot, extend the foot to the ceiling, and then inhale, bring the foot down and release the knee. So exhale, we pull it in, lengthen the leg as much as you can. Inhale down, just let the leg relax. Exhale and inhale. The breath work is the important thing here. The stretch is just the nice thing that we get as an added bonus. Hold the leg to the ceiling if you can. We're holding behind the thigh. Just begin to do a small circle with that right leg. Your hands are there to help guide it. More advanced, want a bit of a challenge, you can let go of the leg and just circle it using the strength of your tummy and your thighs. And then you can reverse the circle the opposite direction. Pelvis is staying steady, that left bum cheek's not lifting, we're not rocking and rolling about. Bend the right knee, lengthen that right leg down the mat. We're going to do the same with the left leg. So hook that left leg behind the thigh. Exhale, pull the knee in, and then inhale, just let it go away slightly. Exhale and inhale. Just wake the hips up a little bit. Now this is a great way, movement of the hip is a great way to lubricate the hip. And if you want to, this is where we exhale, pull in, lengthen the leg. Inhale down and let the leg relax. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times. I know people laugh at me, but think of apples. Think of 2 apples in the bottom of your tummy and your lower abdominal area. You're hugging those apples in, okay, because you don't want to drop them, but you don't want to hug them in that much that you're going to bruise them because you want to eat them later. It's just that little mind-body awareness. Have I got my lower abdominals engaged? Are they pulling in? On this next one, hold the leg up to the ceiling. Let's begin that small circle. Maybe you're holding behind the thigh. Maybe you've let it go. Right hip bone, pelvis staying steady. Circle the leg the other way. And then gently bring it down, feet on the floor, knees bent, rock that back side to side. We're going to lengthen the left leg away again and bring the right leg into tabletop. Okay, we've still got that slight neutral spine, neutral pelvis. What I'd like you to do is twist the lower back. So the foot and knee and hip stay in line on that right leg. We're going to go up and over to the left. So I'm twisting my lower spine to take my leg over to the left. My right bum cheek lifts. Shoulders stay down. Inhale, the leg comes back to center and out to the right slightly, but please think about that left hip bone. Is it moving? Exhale, back to middle, over to the left. Inhale through center, out to the right. So one of the ways you can check if there's a bit of movement is to put your first finger on your hip area and your thumb on the floor. Okay, and that means when you take that leg over to the right, you'll be able to feel if that hip bone moves away from you, okay? Because that's usually what happens. We get that kind of like wobble over to one side. Hold the leg over to the left this time. Left hand on the thigh. Maybe your right hand's coming to the right. You're looking at your right fingertips, getting that nice stretch through the spine. And then gently coming all the way back to the middle. And we're going to switch sides. So right leg goes down, left leg comes up. We go up and over to the right this time. So it's my lumbar spine that's twisting and lifting up. Inhale, middle, out to the left a little bit. Remember, we could have the first finger near the hip, left thumb on the floor, and you'll be able to tell if that hip starts going over. Brilliant. On this next one, that leg's going to stay over to the right, right hand on the thigh. Maybe left fingertips are coming out. Looking at the left fingertips if we can. And then gently coming all the way back down to the middle. And again, maybe you want to rock the back slightly. It's totally up to you. I don't mind. But when you're ready, just come and turn onto your tummy for me. We're going to have another little go at lengthening out the quads. You're going to notice it's very similar to an exercise we did near the start of class. And then we can lengthen out those quads a little bit more. Okay, so first things first, use your arms as a pillow. Okay, so you can have your forearms in front of you. Now, what we're going to do is, first of all, make sure we've got that little posterior tilt. So I'll have my head up so people can hear, but you're going to just tuck your bum under slightly. Okay, so instead of having it, you know, lower back taking the hit, you turn the bum under slightly. You're going to flex your right foot and you're going to exhale and bring the foot in towards the bottom and kick 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift the knee up if we can, lengthen the leg away. So my hip bone's down, knees up. So it's exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, extend away. And again, leg comes down, then exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, extend away. And just keep going with that for me. Perfect. One more. Lengthen that leg down. Let's go for the other side whenever you're ready. So we're going to do the left leg. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lengthen away. And again. So for those who can't do that stretch that I sometimes do, where I make you grab your foot with the same hand in this position, this is a great alternative to that stretch because we're actually getting it. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't do 3 kicks. Okay, we're doing it really gentle. I'm not really trying to kick my bum. It's very controlled. And release a second. Okay, we're now going to come back to the right hand side, but we're going to make it a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to have the hands in line with the head, elbows tucked in. So what we're going to do is have forehead down. We're going to kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. As we inhale, lengthen the leg away. We're going to see if we could lift the head and chest up slightly. And then we come back down. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Oh, you get to do the same on the other side. Okay. Left leg. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, lift. Now feel free to do it at your own pace. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Lift. And then just give that back a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Now, you can carry on doing single legs if you wish, and you can keep changing each side if you want to. The original exercise for this is used to lengthen the body, but also to use your tummy as a bit of a break, okay, to stop you, going up and down the mat and looking all weird. Now, the original exercise, I'll quickly show it to you and then you can choose what you want to do. Original exercise would be right hand on top of left. Don't ask me why. Okay, legs together, and we would go 1, 2, 3, stretch, okay? And then you'd switch hands. You'd also do it where you'd look one way, and when you switch the hands for the next one, you'd look the other way. But not everybody can do that. That's quite a hard thing to do. So what I'm going to do is teach it today with hands next to you. So if ever you look at me and think, if I ever do it again and I've changed it slightly, it's because we're working our way up to the stretching of the arms. Here's the thing, you tuck the tailbone under. I don't want to see this for the love. It's harder when you use 2 legs because your body wants to rock back and forth. So legs together, you go 1, use your tummy muscles, 2, 3, and you can lift both legs away if you want to do the chest lift. You don't have to. So it's 1, 2, 3, inhale. So I'm really having to concentrate to use my bum muscles, my tummy muscles, to not let me go up and down the mat. I've got my bum muscles squeezing together to make that move really quite smooth. Do one more after this one. And release for me. Just push up and over into your rest position. Pretend I never made you do it. It's actually quite hard on the bottom of the back because we're asking it to do a movement it's not used to. And for some people, the next day or later, you may find either side of your spine, right or left, might feel a bit stiff. And that's because we're really using our deep abdominal muscles, one of them being our QL, to help stabilize there. Okay, and the QL is the best way I explain it is, you know, when you see pregnant ladies and they've got their hands like this, that's because they're trying to support their QL. And that's where a lot of problems come from. Okay, now we're going to do that dynamic stretch. If your mat is quite thin, you may want to roll the mat up a couple of times, okay, just to really protect that knee, because we're going to be on the hands and knees to do a little bit of this leg work. Okay, so I personally, because this isn't my usual orthopedic mat that I've got at home, I'm actually going to turn mine over, just because I know my knees like a little bit of extra love. Okay, I have gotten to that age now where I can't kneel down on normal floors anymore. It only gets worse. I got reminded by one of my friends the other day, remember that when you hit 30, it's when your body starts degrading. I was like, thank you so much for reminding me of that lovely piece of advice. So we're going to take our left leg forward and just lunge forward slightly and turn the tailbone under. I'm not too far forward. Now, what I don't want is this. So try and have your weight a little bit further forward and tuck your bottom under. Okay, and it's that tuck under of the bum that makes the difference, because if we don't have the tuck under, we're in the back. Technically, through science, at the age of 30, it's that use it or lose it stage of life. So naturally, the muscle fibers will start getting weaker and you'll start to lose the muscle fibers. And as we all know, as you get older, it's harder to gain strength. However, if you carry on with your strength work like all of you guys are doing, you're going to keep those muscle fibers. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've got my grandma, bless her, obviously now 85, doesn't really do a lot, so she's a lot weaker. So even if she started doing Pilates, I doubt very much she'd get a lot of that strength back. So it's a good reason to keep going. That's what I always think. Now, what we're going to do is either put the forearm on the leg. I've still got that little tuck under, so if you need to move the foot forward, feel free. If you can put the fingertips down, and it can just be the fingers, it doesn't have to be much, please do. But you could be here, that's perfectly acceptable, don't mind. From here, take the bottom back, lengthen that front leg. Now notice my weight is still over my knee. I don't, if I can help it, want to see this, because you're cheating yourself out of a stretch. So if you need to move around a little bit to lengthen the leg, maybe it's got a bend in it, that's fine. I want you to take your weight a little bit more to the left, and you can have your hands on your quad for balance. Try and lift the toes up. I know you can do it. There you go. I know. Now, dynamic bit of this stretch. You're going to go forward into the lunge and then back. Now, if you could get your fingertips down, that is quite helpful. Just because you make you feel like you're not going to fall over. And then obviously for those who are more advanced that can get further down and get hands down without, you know, rounding the back too much, because I don't want to see this, then you can obviously go a little bit further. But that is obviously for those who are quite flexible. And this is that thing again that I keep telling you, static stretching is great, it desensitizes the muscle fibers, but to get movement, to get flexibility and mobility, you have to move. And release. Okay, leg one, go. Because that's that thing, that's that whole point and flex thing. I can get you to hold your leg as much as I want to at the top. But if you look at these elite gymnasts, you know, Simone Biles and all of these good ballerinas and that, they don't just hold the stretch, they have to physically move the leg up there. And this is why that forward and backwards movement is really good. Right leg, a little, oh, hello hip flexor, a little bit further forward, turn the tailbone under. I'm still suffering from yesterday's bar session. Oh, my hip flexor's not happy with me. Brilliant. So this is that kind of static hold, just letting the muscle fibers, you know, desensitize a little bit. Feel free for forearm fingertips if you want to make it that little bit more intense on that stretch. Hello, hip. Then we can take the bottom back, lengthen that front leg. Okay, as much as you can, even if there's a bend. Hands could be on the thigh, maybe fingertips down. And then we're going to start that forward and backwards movement. And this really just mimics walking or running or going up and down stairs, having that movement through ankle, knee and hip. And obviously, if you want to get the hands down, you can. That's where your option is. And release, perfect. Just unfold your mat if you want to, and then just come and sit on your bottom. I've kind of shifted. I'm going to come back to the center of my screen. Okay, there we go. We have options here. If you want to sit cross-legged, because you can, great. If you can't, you can have the legs out in front with a slight bend in them, if that's more comfortable. If you want to, you don't have to, you can do your mermaid sitting position. For most people, cross-legged is more comfortable, okay? But just for those on screen, if you want to, I'm going to do opposites to you guys, okay, now, because I'm facing you. So for screen, it would be right leg in front and left leg behind, okay? But that is quite severe on the hip. So if you don't like it, don't worry, just cross-legged is fine. What we're going to do, so I'm doing opposites, remember, right hand is going to come to the floor and then left arm's just going to reach up and over. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, bring the other arm down and right arm over. And we're just going to keep going like that. Now there is the option to concentrate a little bit more on your rib cage if you want to. If you want to get that full C curve and it's a lot harder, what you're going to do if you come to the center is we'll go to the right first, is you're going to type right to your ribs. So you're going to push the rib cage to the right. Sounds weird, okay? It's like hula hooping, okay? So push it that way. Yes. No, you got it there. Yes. Aha. Now, put the right hand down. Keep that rib cage pushing as you lengthen over. And the aim here is not to let the rib cage pop back up. Now that will feel weird. Keep pushing that left bum cheek down and come back up. And then we're going to do the same to that side. So you push it to the left. Oh my goodness, I'm tight on this side. Now notice I don't go as far over, but you may feel the stretch further down the bottom of your back. And release. We're going to switch the legs around if you're doing this position. If not, you just stay as you are. Now, the reason we type right to the ribs is if I just collapse to one side, I've got no movement in my lumbar spine. All the movement's coming from rib cage up. As you can see, I just kicked the rib out. So that's what we're going to do first. It's not wrong. It's just your intention for the exercise. So to begin with, we want thoracic movement. We want big movements. Letting that rib cage shift feels quite nice. Then come back to middle. If we get to do it again. Typewriter to the left. Hand down. I'm pushing my right bum cheek down as I come over, and oh my goodness, I can all of a sudden feel it in my kind of right hip area down here. It takes time to learn. and back up. I typewriter to the other side. Now this is hard for me because I have scoliosis in the bottom of my back, so my back doesn't like doing it this side. As you can see, I can't hardly get over it all. Oh, but I cracked. And back. So I'd love that as homework, and sitting in front of a mirror, even doing it with crossed legs, is amazing. And I'll try and make my shirt a bit smaller, and it's that whole typewriter of the ribs. And as you typewriter and you go over, you want to feel that rib cage still pushing out. What you don't want to see is that. You'll feel it if you let the rib cage kick up. So we want to keep that. And if you're fancy and you could have a mirror behind you, you could actually look how the difference of that C curve is. When you typewriter the ribs, it starts at your very bottom, your sacrum, tailbone area, and comes all the way over. And that's where a lot of people get a lot of locked lower backs, and that's because we always move. Water, path of least resistance is what the body does. We always move with the top. Now what we're going to do is come and stand up. We're going to finish with our roll down. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser. I know I am. I've just cracked in like 10 million places. Feet underneath our sit bones. And then we're going to do chin down. Tuck that pelvis under, slowly rolling down, one bone at a time. Oh my goodness, I'm back near the floor. Inhale, exhale, whenever you are ready. Take your time though if you want to hang at the bottom, and then you can roll up. Coming to the top, circling those arms, and you are done.